Hello everyone, welcome back to Sri Hari Raghavendra Academy. So let us start today's chapter on a flexible budget, a continuation series where we are solving a third question today in the flexible budget with bit of adjustments as well. So before beginning today's class, let us take a blessings of Hayagriva Swami and Saraswati Devi. ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा. So by taking their blessings, let us start today's class. So dear student, today we have one more question. So let us try to analyze this question first quickly. ABC Company Limited is currently working at 50% capacity. So please keep this in mind. They are working at 50% capacity and manufacturing 10,000 units. And for this 50% capacity, they are manufacturing 10,000 units and the cost of the product is 180 and selling price is 200 rupees. So all this 50%, 10,000, 180 and 200 is given for this 50% capacity of the sale. And to manufacture, and if a company is operating at a 50% capacity and if they're manufacturing 10,000 units, then this is the cost that the company is incurring. Material is 100 rupees, wages is 30 rupees, factory overhead 30 rupees and administration overhead is 20 rupees. But factory overhead 30 rupees, out of this 30 rupees 40% is fixed. So if 40% is fixed, then what about remaining 60%? It should definitely be a variable cost. Then in the case of administration overhead 20 rupees, out of which 50 rupees 50% is fixed, what about the remaining 50%? Then it should be a variable cost. See, if there are no segregations given like a fixed or a variable, then this will be automatically considered as variable cost here. Okay, now we have an adjustment, guys. If a company right now is manufacturing 50%, but in the future if a company plans to expand this capacity and if they are going to work at 60% capacity, then the raw material cost will go up by 2%. What does it mean? For 50% capacity, the raw material cost is 100 rupees. If the capacity is increased from 50 to 60, the material cost will go up by 2% and sales price will fall by 2%. So right now at 50% capacity, sales price is 200, but if a company increases the capacity to 60%, this 200 sale price may come down by 2%. Similarly, if a company expands its capacity from 50% to 80%, then the raw material cost may increase by 5%, which means that this 100 rupees will increase by 5% and the same sale price will decrease by same percent. What does it mean? If raw material increase by 5%, then sale price will decrease by same percent, which means that it is a 5%. So now what is that the whole story behind this problem is 50% capacity is given with the actual information. Now we have to prepare the budget for 60% as well as for 80%. Now before beginning the problem, we just have to know what is the number of units that the company will manufacture to the respective capacity. So now we clearly know at 50% capacity, company manufactures 10,000 units. Okay, that is, this is the working note which I have done. For 50% capacity, companies manufacturing 10,000 units. If the capacity is increased to 60%, what is the new number of units? So simple cross multiplication, 60 into 10,000 divided by 50, so it will be 12,000 units. What does it mean? If a company is manufacturing 60, if a company expands its capacity to 60%, then they can manufacture 12,000 units. If they're working at 50% capacity, they will manufacture 10,000 units. If they're working at 60% capacity, they will manufacture 12,000 units. So what is your third case? If a company is increasing capacity to 80%. So if for 50% capacity, if they are manufacturing 10,000 units, then for 80%, what is the number of units that the company need to manufacture? Again, a very simple cross multiplication, 80 into 10,000 divided by 50. So 16,000 units. So very simple conclusion, my dear student. If a company is working at 50% capacity, they will manufacture 10,000 units. If a company is working at 60% capacity, they will manufacture 12,000 units. If a company is working at 80% capacity, they are manufacturing 16,000 units. Now very simple. So we need to prepare the budget for 50% capacity at 10,000 units, 60% capacity at 12,000 units, and 80% capacity at 16,000 per unit. So what is the first thing that we have? Material cost. As I've told, when there are no segregation, then that cost is called as a variable cost unless and until it comes under the fixed overhead. So material. So let us try to analyze this material now. So what is the cost of material for 10,000 units? The cost of material is 100 rupees. So for 100 rupees, so what is 100 of 10,000? 100 into 10,000 units will be how much? I think it will come up to 10 lakh. But now we have an adjustment. Please keep this in mind, because if we are increasing the capacity to 60%, then the raw material cost will go up by 2%. So that we need to calculate in the working note here. So we will calculate it in the working note. This will be the working note here. So current material price is 100. So it will increase by how much? Cost may go up by 2%. So increases by 2%. Therefore 100 into 2 divided by 100. So what is 100 into 2%? Which will be 2 rupees. So total new material price. What is 100 plus 2? 102. So what does it mean now? 100 plus 2, 102. That means that for 12,000 units, the material cost is 102 rupees multiplied by how many units? 12,000 units. So it will be 12 lakh 24,000. Okay. Now we have one more adjustment here. If a company is working at 80% capacity, material price will increase by 5%. So let us make this working note. So this was done for 60% capacity. Now I will be doing at working note for 80% capacity. So what is current market price? Current material price equals 100 rupees. So if it is increasing by 5%, therefore it should be 100 into 5 divided by 100. It will be 5 rupees. 100 into 5%, it is 5 rupees. So total new material price is 105 rupees. So this is for what capacity? 80% capacity. So what is per unit cost now? 105 rupees. So 105 into 16,000 units, it will be 16 lakh 80,000. This is fine now. Now let us start with this wages, and wages has no adjustment. Variable cost and cost per unit remains constant. So I will write here as wages 30 rupees, 30 rupees, 30 rupees. So what is 30 of 10,000? 3 lakh. 30 of 30 rupees into 12,000 units, 3 lakh 60,000. Then it will be 4 lakh 80,000. Then we have a factory overhead given here. So what I will be doing here is I will be writing it as factory overhead. What is the cost of factory overhead? 30 rupees. But here we have a classification between fixed and variable. So firstly I will write it as fixed cost. So 30 into 40% is fixed, 30 into 40 divided by 100. Then variable cost 30 into 60 divided by 100. So 30 into 40%, 12 rupees is our fixed cost, and remaining thing will be your variable cost, that is 18 rupees. Okay, now as I've already told, what remains fixed in the case of fixed cost, total cost will remain fixed. So firstly I will write it as 12. So 12 will become 1 lakh 20. Then same 1 lakh 20 remains constant in the case of fixed cost. Okay, so 1 lakh 20 divided by 12,000 units, it is 10 rupees and it is 7.5 rupees. Then in the case of variable cost, cost per unit will remain constant. So we'll just mark these star marks. As you can see the thing here, don't forget it. In the case of fixed cost, total cost remains constant. Here what is total cost? 12,000. What is total cost? 1 lakh 20. Sorry, 1 lakh 20, 1 lakh 20, 1 lakh 20. It remained constant. In the case of variable cost, what has remained constant? Cost per unit. Cost per unit, cost per unit, cost per unit. Now this will come to 1 lakh 80,000. 2 lakh 16,000, 2 lakh 88,000 multiplied by that is 18 into 10,000, 18 into 12,000, 18 into 16,000. Next we have administration overhead 20%, so which is 10 rupees is fixed cost because 50% is fixed, and 10 rupees will be variable cost. So let us write, I'll underline this. Administration overhead, total cost is 20 rupees, fixed cost, variable cost 20 rupees into, see what is fixed, 50% is fixed, so 50 divided by 100 is 10 rupees, again 20 rupees into 50 divided by 100 is 10 rupees. So in the case of variable cost, cost per unit remained constant. So here also it is 1 lakh, 10 into 10,000, 1 lakh. So total cost will remain constant in the case of fixed cost. So this will come up to, I think, 8.3. I'll just divide it. 1 lakh divided by 12,000. Yes, I was right. It is 8.33. Then 1 lakh divided by 16,000 units, 6.25. So keep this formula in mind. Fixed cost, what remains constant? Total cost remains constant. What is total? This is fixed cost. What is remaining constant? Total cost, total cost, total cost. In the case of variable cost, cost per unit remains constant. So variable cost, cost per unit is constant, cost per unit is constant, cost per unit column is constant. So I think it will be like now 1 lakh, this is 1 lakh 20, and this is 1 lakh 60,000. Now I think this is done. Now what we have to do is we will just identify what is the total cost. So by adding this, it will come to 18 lakh and 180 rupees, same what it was given in the question. We have finally arrived at this, and this comes to 21 lakh 40,000 with 178.3, and this comes up to 28 lakh 28,000 with 176.75. Now we need to show the profitability. So let me leave this space a blank one, but we have an information on the sales, so let us finish this sales or selling price. So it is 200 rupees is what it is being told in the question. So what is 200 of 10,000 will come up to 20 lakh. Okay, so this is what fixed. Then how do we identify profit? So profits are identified with very simple formula, that is sales minus total cost. So what was sales? 20 lakh. What is your total cost? 18 lakh. So what is the balance of profitability? 2 lakh. So 200 minus 180, 20 rupees. This is done. But now we have to be very careful, because at a 60%, we are working at a 60% capacity here. At 60% capacity, we have an adjustment saying that sale price will fall by 2%. Now we will have a working note here. So working note for sales price at 60%. So current sale price is 200, right? We have it in the question here. Current sale price is 200. Now this will fall by 2%. So we'll just less by 2%, that is 100 into 2 divided by 100. So let me check with this. 100 into 2%. Sorry, selling price is 200, guys. 200 into 2%, 4 rupees. So what is new selling price? 196 rupees. So did you get this? Working note for sale price at 60%. So the current sale price is 200. So the adjustment is very clear. At 60%, the sale price will fall by 2%. So what I have done is I have deducted the sale price. 200 into 2%, that is 4 rupees. The new sale price will be 196 rupees. So this will be 196 rupees. Okay. So 196 into 12,000 units. 196 into 12,000 units. So the new sales will be 23 lakh 52,000. So now this is the cost and this is the sales. We already know what is the formula to calculate profit. Sales minus total cost. What is sales? 23 lakh 52,000 is your sales, minus what is the total cost? Minus 21 lakh 40,000. So the sales will be, sorry, the profit will be 2 lakh 12,000. And same you can do it for per unit cost. 1 lakh 96 minus 178.3, that is 17.7. Now we have a last adjustment for 80% of the capacity. So here we have a adjustment here at 80% of the capacity. The selling price will decreases by 5%. So we will just calculate it. So working note for sale price at 80% capacity. So the current sale price is 200 rupees. So if it is been reduced by 5%, calculate 200 into 5 divided by 100. 200 into 5%, 10 rupees. Now what is the new sale price? That is 190 rupees is your new sale price. So now I will write it as 190 rupees. So what is 190 of 16,000 units? So that will be 30 lakh 40,000. Now how do we identify? Total cost was 28 lakh 28,000 minus minus 30 lakh 40,000, the resultant profit will be 2 lakh 12,000 rupees. So what is 190? Same you can apply it for per unit cost. 190 minus 176.75, so that is 13.25. Even if you multiply this 13.25 into 16,000 units, you will get the same answer. So by this we have completed this entire problem. So thank you for watching this video. If you do have any doubt, please put it in the comment box, so I will be replying to you all. Thank you. Have enjoyable learning.